Hello, everybody. Lee Houston here with David Burton. How you doing, David?
I'm doing okay.
What's on your mind in the wonderful world of wrestling?
Not too much, but well, we do know it's official that Miss Jade Cargill has officially signed. She's currently in the performance center, which is good because now she's really going to get that extra work she needs to get better. And from what I've heard, that she's actually keeping her name, so they're not going to change her name. Which we all know that history shows. You sign with that company, they're changing your name. It's rare that you get to keep your name.
A lot of wrestlers should negotiate keeping your names. That way, no matter where you go, you'll always have their name. People like The Rock, John Cena, the Dudleys, a whole host, Hulk Hogan, different other folk. You'll always, no matter where you go, you'll always have your name.
Well, not the Dudleys, but Samoa Joe's one.
Yeah.
Or AJ Styles. Or CM Punk.
Yeah.
You know, the Dudleys, they had to change their name to Team 3D.
Mm-hmm.
You know, anytime they're outside of WWE, it's Team 3D. Of course, Vince and the WWE own that name, the intellectual property. So, yeah, it doesn't work for everybody. Like I said, only a select few people have been able to keep their names.
And as far as the Dudleys are concerned, if you're ever tired of Bubba and Devon, there is technically another Dudley.
Spike.
Yeah.
Or Bubba Runt. But again, it's going to be another wrestling weekend, so to speak. Of course, with SmackDown tomorrow night. And then you have Saturday night is NXT's No Mercy. Mm-hmm. And then the night after that is AEW's Wrestle Dream.
Wrestle Dream has a New Japan feel to it.
Well, they stole the name from the New Japan show.
I see.
And that show is being dedicated to the late Antonio Inoki, who started New Japan Pro Wrestling, by the way. The legendary figure, the WWE Hall of Famer. So that show is being dedicated to him. So yeah, it's good. A lot going on this weekend. And of course, again, they're not on the same day. Of course, Wrestle Dream is Sunday. NXT's No Mercy is Saturday. Saturday. Give me a second here. Now that both shows have been mentioned, let's talk about the card to both shows. You know, we got to start with NXT, of course. NXT No Mercy. And the NXT Women's Champion, Becky Lynch, is going to defend the championship against Tiffany Stratton in Extreme Rules match. Then you have Noam Dar, who's going to face Butch in the Heritage Cup, Carmelo Hayes and Ilya Dragunov NXT Championship, Baron Corbin versus Braun Breaker, Dominic Mysterio will face Trick Williams, North American title referee. Wow, this is interesting. Fatal 4-way NXT Tag Belts. Well, the Family versus OTM versus the Creed Brothers versus Los Lotharians. When did they get on NXT? Interesting. Now that's out the way. Let's go to Wrestle Dream. You know, Bryan Danielson starting to wind this down. I think he's going to retire at the end of this year. Let me see what we have. Bryan Danielson, Zack Sabre Jr., Hangman Page versus Swerve Strickland, Aussie Open FTR, MJF versus the Righteousness in a handicap match, the Golden Elite and Jericho versus Don Callis family, Christian versus Darby, Chris Statlander, Brody King, Young Bucks, Gun Club, Lucha Brothers, Orange Cassidy, and Hook Fatal Forward, Ricky Starks, Wheeler Yuta. Okay. Not bad. Now, that Sabre Jr. Danielson match I'm looking forward to. That's going to be very, very good. That's going to be good. And then the NXT, I am interested in Amelia Dragunov, Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes almost lost the title that first match, so I'm interested to see if he can beat him again. And then Dominic Mysterio's got Dragon Lee to deal with as a guest referee, so he's not going to be really able to be pulling any chicanery, cheating, so to speak. And I think Rhea Ripley may be there after that tweet she put out saying, "Oh, you hurt my Dom-Dom. You hurt Dominic." So I think, after reading that, I think she might be at that show and be in Dom's corner. I don't like Dominic's chances against Trick Williams, especially with Dragon Lee as a guest referee. Nah. I don't like his chances. I don't like his chances at all. And I've seen the pictures of Jade Cargill training at the Performance Center. I've seen pictures of Randy Orton at the Performance Center. So it looks like Randy's on his way back. R-Truth was spotted at the Performance Center. So it looks like he's been cleared. Well, I guess he's cleared. So it looks like he's going to be on his way back as well. He hasn't been seen since last year tearing his quad. Somebody asked me, he's like, "What happened to R-Truth?" He's like, "The guy's been injured." Tore his quad. Same injury as Triple H. Kevin Nash. Man, that's one of the most debilitating injuries you can have, is that. And, October 1st is going to be Sunday, and they still haven't announced what they're going to do with Survivor Series.
Well, yeah, we're not there yet.
Yeah, but they can do it early. They've done it before.
Mm-hmm.
Is it going to be War Games? Is it going to be SmackDown versus Raw? So, that's what I'm waiting to hear. And speaking of October, Raw's going to be in Dallas.
Yes, sir.
Dallas. First time in over a year they're going to be in Dallas. American Airlines Center in Dallas. Downtown Dallas, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the WWE is going to be returning to New York City in December. Twice. On the first, you're going to have SmackDown, and then the day after Christmas, they're going to have their annual holiday show, which is a house show, a live event. And they've also announced more additional dates before the end of this year. And what about them having 3 back-to-back stadium shows at the beginning of the year? You got Royal Rumble taking place in Tropicana Field in I think it's Orlando, Florida. And of course Australia. Perth, Australia. The Elimination Chamber.
Now get this. Get this, David. In Paris, in Perth, whatever you call it, Perth, Australia,
Yes.
the Elimination Chamber. Guess what the showtime is?
I didn't hear about the showtime. What is that?
5 or 6 in the morning.
Oh my God.
Yep. Live. So yeah, I hate when they go to Australia because they come on early in the butthole of the morning. I love wrestling, but not that much. So I'm gonna stay up early, all night long. I catch y'all on the flip side.
Damn, that's crazy. Well, they're going by Australia's time, so
Yeah.
that's why it's gonna be on so early here in the States. Wow. Well, I'll watch that when I'm good and ready.
All right.
Now, if I happen to be up, that's a different ball game. But damn. And speaking of stadiums, can't forget about WrestleMania in Philadelphia. Lincoln Financial Field. 2 nights again. Now, I'm not too familiar with this, the stadium in, where's that place? Australia. I was saying to myself, and I said this to a friend of mine, I was like, well, Elimination Chamber in a stadium. I wonder if it's gonna sell.
Of course, it's going to sell.
Well, I know that particular stadium seats 70,000 people. So it's going to be interesting if they can actually sell it. Now, I will say this. The last time they were in Australia for a pay-per-view was Super Showdown in 2018. Of course, that was in the city of Sydney, Australia. That was a stadium show, and they sold it out. So we'll see what happens here. But man, there's 3 stadium shows back to back to back. The first 3 pay-per-views of the year are all straight stadium shows.
And shout out, just for the fun of it, shout out to 42 Wallaby Way, Sydney, Australia. Wait. Those of you who are not Disney fans, you would not get that. So watch Finding Nemo, you'll see what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Speaking of Australians, I know that AEW's Buddy Matthews, aka Buddy Murphy, and of course Rhea Ripley are getting set to get married soon. So she's been off TV for 2 weeks, healing a small injury.
And also, the Undertaker's one-man show will be in Australia as well. Hang on a second, y'all. Technical difficulties already. 1 second, y'all. Hang on. 1 second, we're getting back on here. One second.
I guess technical difficulties again. I got cut off.
Yeah.
While you were in mid-sentence.
Yeah, the Undertaker's one-man show is going to be in Perth, whatever you call it, in Perth. The weekend of, I believe, let's see, of Elimination Chamber.
I guess he's doing that the night before the Elimination Chamber show. Or the day before, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
The Undertaker. Man, I can't wait to see the next time they bring him on television, at what capacity. And I don't know where these rumors coming from that The Rock may be wrestling at Elimination Chamber in February.
I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Now, I do know that was announced that Roman Reigns will be returning. Of course, it's not on television. He has a series of house shows lined up. His first will be on October 14th, and he will be defending his championship against Sami Zayn. Roman Reigns, who is not scheduled to return to television until the 21st of October. And speaking of television, John Cena, who's going to wrestle his first match since WrestleMania, and a handicap match against the Bloodline, Solo Sikoa and Jimmy Uso at Fastlane. Now, John Cena, who was originally supposed to work the entire month of September, is continuing to work dates due to the fact that his this ongoing writer's strike and actor's strike in Hollywood. Well, John Cena has some more free time, so he's going to be hanging around a little bit more.
I thought they settled that thing.
You know, everybody was like, well, what about The Rock? I was like, just because Hollywood is on strike doesn't mean all of Hollywood is on strike.
I thought they settled that strike. I thought they settled the strike.
No, it's not completely settled. I know some of it has, not all of it. Of course, the strike is still ongoing. And I laugh when people say, well, Hollywood's on strike, not all of Hollywood. Not all of Hollywood. As you can see, The Rock is still working. You don't see him on SmackDown every week. The people was talking as if he's been back every week. That's not the case. Now, Cena, on the other hand, and he actually has 3 movies lined up. I know one of them is the Wile E. Coyote movie they have coming out, which is a live-action animated movie. For those who are familiar with Wile E. Coyote.
Oh, snap. I know. Oh, yeah. Like him and the Roadrunner.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. They're going to be doing that.
Oh, snap.
And John Cena's in that movie. And, of course, The Peacemaker, the television show, season 2, he's going to be doing that as well. As part of the DCEU. And I know he has 2 other projects lined up.
Can you imagine if they found if on Wile E. Coyote they finally catch the Roadrunner?
That would be something.
All these years you've been chasing the Roadrunner for years.
I'm surprised they're making a movie out of this thing.
Yeah. But you don't catch the motherfucker. You been chasing that thing for years and you never caught the sucker.
Like, I came close. Close, but not so far. not so far at all. Damn, John Cena's in a handicap match. You know what I thought they was going to do is let John Cena pick a partner to replace AJ Styles, but they didn't do that, so it's officially going to be a handicap match. A handicap match. And I was wondering, what's going on with Luke Gallows? I keep seeing all of the OC but him, then come to find out he's injured. I was like, what the hell? Then Sheamus is also injured. Like, 1 week he was on television, and next week he's gone. It's like a lot of guys have been going down with injuries. Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. See, it's one of those things where you know anything can happen in the business. You can go down for an injury at any time because you never know.
David, I believe you got some business to take care of.
Yes. Well, this show is brought to you by our sponsors, Backup Deliveries and More, LLC. They put the D in delivery. Man, this is good. If this is something you're interested in, this is something you need to get involved with. Anyway, the number is 888-71 72587, and then there's a second number. It's 817-204-7259. If you have a driver's license, if you have a CDL's license, hit them up, and they're gonna hook you up and make sure you get paid.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you. You know, over like a lot of people, I was scrolling. I saw a lot of criticism from WWE, and as always, of course, a lot of people forget the last E in WWE stands for entertainment. It takes a lot to entertain somebody for 3 hours on Monday, 2 hours on Friday, and everything in between, house shows and whatnot, and tours and whatnot in between.
You're absolutely right. These guys, man, and girls, can't rule them out. Man, I have so much respect for those people, especially in the WWE, because the way that those people work, you can't compare it to anybody else.
Oh, definitely. And then on top of it, like, for example, Monday night, you got to entertain somebody for 3 hours. You know how hard it is to keep somebody entertained for at least for a few minutes, let alone 3 hours. And then keep them entertained for 3 hours straight. Then after the show, pack it all up, go to the next city, do it all over again. Get a little bit of rest, a little bit of food to eat, and you can find privacy in the first place. Then you gotta go, get your workout in. You don't have to, but that's the kind of the suggestion. Get a workout in, then you gotta go to the arena, and if somebody's down in the ring, you gotta go down there, work on your craft. Then you gotta get ready for the show. Then you got fans want autograph at the wrong damn time. Okay, after the show, maybe not while first of all, when they walk to the ring, you ain't got time for all that. You got about 3 to 5 minutes for your entrance music alone.
That's true.
So you ain't got time for autograph or picture.
Much work.
Yeah. So a lot of people, they take the criticism and they get shove it, because unless you know how to do what they do and do it better, you need to chill.
No, I heard a lot of wrestlers say the same thing, including The Undertaker, who said this. When he first started in WWE, the travel was brutal. And people need to remember, it's not all just the traveling for the in-ring work. You're traveling and you're doing other things. You're making personal appearances. You're doing autograph signings. You're doing daytime and nighttime talk shows and promote the company.
Every now and then I do a little charity work once in a while.
Yes, that too. So it's not just the wrestling that they're doing on the road. And I don't know how they're doing that with their families being gone for so long.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people have heard advice like, well, you get in the wrestling business, stay single.
Oh, yeah. It's like, man, I'll tell you something. You on the road. Now, let's say you're married. You on the road. Your wife don't know squat about the business. For example, I'm taking you back. Shawn Michaels mentioned the Bret Hart. You've been having some sunny days.
Yeah.
And we got a problem because now you got to call home and explain what he was talking. What you mean by that? His wife don't know about the rest of the business. Now you got to call home and you got some explaining to do. Though Bret Hart and Sonny were strictly friends, but still, like, she don't know about the rest of the business. It's only on the road you married, so you don't know what the spouse is doing on the road, and you lonely. On top of that, if you bring your spouse, somebody might cross that boundary and try to smash your spouse.
Yeah, but then the spouse see things that maybe they shouldn't be seeing. And you know, they work so much. I've heard Bobby Heenan tell a story about how he worked from March all the way to Thanksgiving without a day off. Yeah. Now, that's just an example. I even remember hearing a story about how Jim Neidhart worked 80 days straight without a day off. 80. And then I remember, WWE's schedule is still bad, but not as bad as it was years ago. Especially in the 80s and early 90s, where they were on the road 300 plus days a year and doing double shots. Now, for those of you who've never heard the term double shots, what it is you're doing 2 shows in the same day. Now, those don't really exist anymore. And you know what? I say this all the time. I think COVID was a blessing in disguise for not just pro wrestling, but for WWE. And I say that because the guys and girls, they're still working and they're still traveling, but not as much. They're on the road less. Ever since COVID. Basically, what it is that they're doing less house shows. They're still on the road a lot, but it's not as much.
Yeah.
Crazy. Of course, when you're working for WWE, you're going to be on the road more than if you was to work for another company, like let's say AEW or Impact. You're home more because you're not working as much. But WWE is a global company, and nobody is on the road as much as WWE wrestlers.
I talked to my brother about this, Brandon Wright on Truckers Pod, a little shameless plug there, and like the possibility. Let's say the stars aligned, and a wrestler fan got to actually date a professional wrestler. Let humor me on this. Let's just say the stars aligned.
Oh, you mean like Randy Orton?
No, I'm talking about like a wrestler fan dating a wrestler.
Yeah, Randy Orton. He married a fan.
Yeah. And so before that, in my example,
I mentioned Randy Orton.
Yeah.
Everything you're talking about happened to Randy Orton. He's a fan, and they got married.
Yeah, but otherwise, I'm trying to make the point that the schedule for a wrestler is impossible to have a physical time together. Because they're on the road all the time, they're traveling all the time. Then if they gotta stay in character sometimes. So let's say they get a storyline where they're gonna be paired with a female or male wrestler, and you might not be so secure in your relationship with that. It happens.
That's true.
Right. Let's say you watching Raw, you see your girl kissing some dude, or you watching Raw, you see some dude, you see your man kissing some girl. Now you don't know this, but that's storyline. That's work. That's a job. They're working out here. They're not really kissing. They're working. But
no, they're really kissing. They're just working.
Well, the point is, Mr. Burton. The point is.
See, I made you laugh.
The schedule of the time was impossible.
Somebody.
Yeah. The schedule was impossible to keep up. You know, like to have a relationship and like from fan to the rest of the world. That's why I said the stars lined up, if you will.
That's tricky though.
Mm-hmm.
Because I say that because, yes, a fan can end up dating a wrestler. It happened. That's why I mentioned Randy Orton, because he dated a fan and ends up marrying a woman and has a kid with her. But anyway, you know, other things happen with wrestlers and fans. You know, for example, a fan can sleep with a wrestler.
Yeah.
Which happens.
Lucky though.
Yeah.
You know what? Screw it. I'll say. I'll try to be politically correct, but fuck it. I'll say it. If you ever get to sleep with people like, I ain't gonna say Trish Stratus, she's married, but let's say, I'm using the example again. The stars aligning, and you sleep with the most attractive female wrestler today, whoever that may be. Lucky you.
Good point.
And I'm jealous of your ass.
I'm jealous. He slept with so and so. It's like he banged Rhea Ripley, or he banged Chris Statlander.
I mean, she is fine. God forbid somebody. There's a wrestler in NXT. Can't remember her name right now. She got a lot of. You know what I'm talking about. She got a lot of. You got a lot of booty right there, huh?
Oh, Nikita Lyons.
Yeah, Nikita Lyons. If she ever, whoever get with her, you lucky son of a itch.
Yeah.
You lucky bastard.
I almost said Gigi Dolan because her ass is getting big for a white girl.
Well, enough of people's asses, but the point is, that the stars have to align nowadays. You can marry a wrestler. Lucky you.
True. Very, very true. And that's something that doesn't happen often. That's why wrestlers date each other in the business, because, well, might as well date somebody in the business because I'm not home anyway to be in a real relationship.
I've said this before. Wrestlers need personal assistants. For example, let's say you go to Japan. You wrestle in Japan. Who's taking on your house? Nobody. So you hire somebody to check on your house once in a while. Hire somebody to have your gear ready. Hire somebody for this and that. You know, because you're doing all that yourself anyway.
That's true. Some people do that.
Take the load off. Hire somebody. Let them do that. Like have your gear ready. Have your within reason, different tasks within reason now. Like check on your house and all that stuff.
True. Especially if you have any pets, check on the pets.
Yeah. Within reason, different stuff here and there.
See, that's a job in itself. Mm-hmm. Is you have to have somebody to take care of things like that because you're never really home. That's another thing too. If you're in that type of business, don't have any pets because you're not going to be around to take care of them.
I saw Alexa Bliss's pig and man, I cried, bro. He was so cute, I cried.
You know, I've seen. Oh crap! I can't remember this guy's name, but I remember there was one wrestler who had a dog, and he took that dog everywhere he went. Like him and that damn dog was inseparable, and he didn't fly. He never flew. The reason he never flew is because they wouldn't let dogs on the plane, and this was years ago, decades ago. So he drove everywhere.
He the baby.
He drove everywhere. He didn't have anybody to take care of the dog. He took the dog everywhere he went.
Mm-hmm.
crazy. Now, you don't see people doing that too much. I mean, I don't know, maybe. I have seen people take their pets with them to certain shows.
Yeah.
For example, Cody used to have a dog. Well, I don't know. He probably still has a dog, but there were a couple occasions where he would have the dog accompany him to the ring. Like, for example, All In 2018. Had a dog with him.
Remember that time Scott Steiner had a tiger? Brought a tiger to the ring?
Yeah, but that's different.
Like, what the hell is this?
Or CM Punk and his dog. He would take his dog with him sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I'm going to take my dog. He's like, AJ's not around. You're coming with me.
Yeah.
Man. So, we're back at it again with another wrestling weekend. Everything. And I can't forget about Rampage, which comes on after SmackDown. Of course, Collision. Saturday.
Yes, sir. Saturday night's all right for fighting.
Yes, NWA Power USA, which comes on Saturday afternoons on the Fight app and YouTube. I gotta look into that again. I haven't watched the NWA in a couple of weeks. The last thing I saw was their 75th anniversary show.
I can't believe all this time the National Wrestling Alliance is still around.
What happened? Oh, yeah.
Like, the company as a whole.
Well, I think that's cool that they're still around.
Oh, yeah.
Impact is still around. They survived, and they've had a couple of close calls where they almost went out of business on 2 occasions.
Mm-hmm.
But they managed to survive. WWE just announced the next NXT special. NXT Deadline will take place on Saturday, December 9th in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Bridgeport, Connecticut. And Jay Cargill has signed a multi-year deal. And how about NXT's, it's interesting because since Dominic Mysterio and Becky Lynch have NXT championships, and being that they're Raw superstars, we've seen NXT people wrestle on Raw. See, this I don't understand. When Solo Sikoa won the North American title, they took it off him. But these two win an NXT championship, and they keep their titles. What kind of BS is that?
I don't know, man. You can go ask the head honcho yourself if you're feeling jumpy there.
I was like, all right. Bloodline's got way too many titles. Roman's undisputed champion. The Usos has got both titles, both tag belts, and now Solo's North American champion. No.
Well, wait a minute. Not to be outdone, the Judgment Day, they hold all the gold too, I believe.
Somewhat.
And all the things left is Senior Money in the Bank.
They got both the Raw and SmackDown tag titles, NXT North American title, the World Women's title, and of course Money in the Bank.
Cash that didn't get the world title, you got all the gold. A clean sweep.
Saturday, February 24th is Elimination Chamber, which we talked about earlier. Taking place at Optus Stadium is the name of the stadium.
Optus.
about the stadium.
Cool.
Interesting name for a stadium. And WWE also just announced they're gonna have a WWE special superstar prior to Fastlane, and it will be on Friday, October 6th, and again Saturday, October 7th, and again Sunday, October 8th. October 6th will be from the hours of 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Saturday, the hours are 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Sunday, the hours are 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And it's going to be at Circle Center Mall. Address is 49W Mary Lane Street in Indianapolis, Indiana.
Yep.
So, for those of you who are listening to this and that's going to be in the area or that's attending, take advantage of that. And again, that's Fastlane weekend, which is next week. Next week. And it's interesting, I found out that the former NXT Tag Team Champions, the Authors of Pain, have returned to WWE.
Wow.
Along with Kyrie Sane, so time will tell when they will return to television.
You know what? I gotta give a backhanded compliment because I loved Asuka and Io match, but damn it, that should have been a pay-per-view.
That was a really good match.
I love that. I would love to see them wrestle for an hour. An Iron Woman match, Asuka, Io. You can go so many ways with this thing. If you want to, you could make it about culture-wise. For example, Asuka's from Osaka, Io's from Tokyo. Y'all can have beef between the two countries if you want to. Hey, look, you from Tokyo, you're stupid. Oh yeah, well, you from Osaka, I think you stupid. And then let it build from there. How would you go with that thing? Let them beat the hell out of each other for an hour on pay-per-view.
Yeah.
They would destroy. My God, if we had Asuka and Io for an hour on a pay-per-view match, my goodness, you talk about money.
I would take a 30-minute Iron Man match.
And just let them go at it, man.
Woman match,
Yeah.
That's what I would love to see a match like that. See, it's interesting you said that. That would be a good match. And not Samoa Joe MJF match was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Got his ass kicked in that match, but damn, and Adam Cole was injured. And MJF was like, nope, we are not losing these Ring of Honor tag belts. I'll defend these belts by myself. But how long can he do that for? What if he got to wrestle twice and defend the tag belts in a handicap match and the AEW World title? It's only a matter of time. I admire MJF for doing that, and I get it. He has 2 titles.
Yeah.
He wants to stay a double champion. I get it. But that's not the best idea. Because Adam Cole is going to be out for at least, I say, about 8 to 9 months.
We shall see how it's gonna all play out.
Yes. damn, and it's, oh my God, we damn near squeezed out everything. I just looked at the time. Wow. Time goes by fast.
Yep. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, here in Dallas, in DeSoto, Texas, if you are not in the Halloween mood, Halloween's not your thing, you want an alternative, my church is hosting a fall fest alternative. You can come out, get your kids a barbecue if you want to, from 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock. Saturday, October 28th, the days for Halloween. If Halloween's not your thing, 800 Southampton Road, DeSoto, Texas 71115. Check it out.
Nice.
Yeah.
And for those that are going to be out there on Halloween, stay safe, man. Some crazy people out there.
Man, like I remember the day of Halloween night, in fact, David, I was supposed to go to Raw. They were down here at American Airlines Center. Yeah, my mom said, nah, sit this one out. It was Halloween night indeed. And I sat that out, and they teased me for a year, David, about coming to Texas.
Yeah, they came to Texas, but they didn't go to Dallas.
Yeah, I will be in the house. I will be there October 23rd for Monday Night Raw live, by the way. It's going to be lit.
Yes, next month. Next month, if you ain't got your tickets, get them now, because WWE's tickets, they're selling out. Their shows have been doing extremely well over the last several months. All their shows have been selling out. So if you're going to be going to WWE shows and you got the money, grab them now while you can. Grab them.
Definitely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. We posted a show earlier this. We're going to post both of them later on. Josh Wynn was in the house, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. Thank you for David Burr joining me tonight. We'll see you guys when we see you. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your wrestling. We'll see you next time.
Be safe, people.
All right. I do apologize. I had my Bluetooth on all that time, so I'm going to just erase that. It's Josh Wynn in the house with us, ladies and gentlemen. Apologize for that. Now, ladies, if you have not heard, Josh is doing his wrestling thing, got a horror thing going on. Josh, check it out.
Yes, so my own podcast is called NC-17, and you can watch it on YouTube or on Facebook. On YouTube, it's NC-17 with Crazy J, and then on Facebook, just look up Josh Wynn, and all my videos are on there. It's strictly horror-based stuff, but I do mingle in a couple other things too, but it's mostly horror stuff, horror movies and stuff like that.
Well, horror's not my thing, but I did see one a scene from a scary movie, as I like to miles my limit. Scary stories to tell in the dark, and there's a scene in there that I found really satisfying. This girl was at a school play, and had this big ass Z on her face. And pimple zit, whatever you're going to call it, and it's like her friend's like, hey, you need to go to the bathroom and bust that right quick. So she go to the bathroom to pop it, and the thing's getting bigger. She don't know there's a spider in there. So some calls her name. She goes over there. She turns around. She looks back, and the spider leg, like something in her face, just moved to the side. Like, what the hell is that? Then, like, a spider leg pokes out. That's the satisfying part to me. The spider is all but satisfying to me. The spider leg poking out. Like, she don't know what it is. She thinks it's just the hair or something. She pulled the thing, and a bunch of spiders come out her face.
Oh yeah, great movie, by the way. Yeah. You know, based off of a series of books. Mm-hmm. You know, rightfully titled "Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark," and then there's another book called "More Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark." But that was one of the best stories because, that was just crazy. You know, I'm a big Spider fan because I like Spider-Man. But you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now, to me, the only thing I like about that was the spider leg popping out was oddly satisfying.
Why was it satisfying?
Like, cause I don't know why. It just like she had a big ass zit on her face, and the spider leg popped out. You would think that would take care of the zit, but no. She had a whole nest of spiders in her face. But the spider leg for me was just satisfying seeing it pop out.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, the story stuck. Like that scene in the movie actually stuck true to the story. The thing is. Well, the story that's in the book, but the thing is, I mean, I get what you're saying, why it was satisfying, because, you know, you look at the girl, she's like the pretty girl, everybody wants her and everything like that, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, it's like, you know, all of the people who aren't as pretty as her now get to look at her, not saying anyone's ugly, but now get to look at her and be like, yeah, now you're down on our level, fool. I get what you're saying, though.
Not really, because, like, for me, like, I don't know why, just a spider leg just popping out, I just like that part. But anyway, y'all check out what we got going on. By the way, you're about to say Michigan. You're over there in Chicago.
I'm in Michigan.
Yeah, in Michigan. But in Chicago, later on down the road, I want to say sometime, I don't know, November, Survivor Series comes to Chicago, Illinois. And it just so happens CM Punk is in Chicago, Illinois. But I doubt he'll be at the Survivor Series.
I wouldn't doubt it, because companies, I don't care if it's WWE, AEW, Ohio Valley Wrestling, whoever. Companies always want money. Mm-hmm. The names draw the money. If you're in Chicago, every person in Chicago, regardless of who they are, loves CM Punk. So if you want to bank a lot of money, you bring him in. Now, there is some truth behind the scenes that there are some people who still don't see eye to eye with CM Punk, but ultimately with this new Endeavor TKO company that now owns WWE and UFC, they don't care about the politics. All they care about is making money. Mm-hmm. And let's face it, that's what we want as a fan. We want you to, if we're going to give you our money, give us something that we want. So
yeah. I tell you right now, as when we get to Chicago in November, you bet your ass everybody's gonna be like the CM Punk chants all over again.
Oh yeah.
Now, question is, will he? Won't he? We'll find out when we get there. It's too early to tell right now. It reminds me of what was it? Extreme Rules, I want to say, with Bray Wyatt. Now we knew he's coming back. It's announced he's coming back. They just didn't tell you when he's coming back.
Yeah.
And they wait till.
Oh no, go ahead.
They wait till the last minute of the show, and then Bray Wyatt did his return. So everybody knew he was coming back. We expecting Bray Wyatt. We just don't know when.
Yeah. Well, to be 100% honest with you, the way that they did that, to me, was so unsatisfying.
What?
And the reason I say that, now, I'm a big fan of Bray Wyatt, and God rest his soul. But the reason why it was not, like, I wasn't awestruck, because my thing is you have him come out, you put on this whole show and everything like that, then he comes out, I'm back, close out the thing, and it goes off. Okay, cool. You're leaving us on the edge of our seats. Boring. If I want edge of my seat, I'll watch a movie. My thing is, it would have been better to have him come back. I don't know, maybe in a. I wouldn't say come back and attack somebody, but I wouldn't have waited to the last thing of the show. I'd have made it something kind of toward the middle, so then toward the end of the show, you can set up the feud he's going to have with whoever he's going to have by having him come out, and then since we already know he's there, who's he targeting? I want to know who he's targeting. I don't want to, he's got the whole world. Yeah, I mean, that's cool and all, but at the same time, it's like, I think that was a mishit there because they should have had him kind of like determine who his first feud back was going to be.
Well, let's take you back to when John Cena came back. I believe it was Money in the Bank against your tribal chief Roman Reigns. Now, I like how they put everybody, they freeze the moment. For example, like let's say like John Cena came back and Roman Reigns in the ring, John Cena's in the ring. Stop right there and just make everybody wait till Friday and then give it to him.
Yes.
That's how you tell the story right there. Like, John Cena's in the ring, Roman Reigns in the ring. Stop, pause, put everything on ice. We're gonna pick this up Friday. Make people wait for it. Make people salivate. Now you gotta tune in Friday.
Oh yeah. Well, see, here's my thing. You wanna? I'm a dictate a story. This is how I would do my storytelling. Mm-hmm. Everybody wants Cody Rhodes to finish his story. Finally become champion. Okay, cool. Everybody wants to see Roman Reigns versus The Rock. Okay, cool. This is what I would do. I would have Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes at the Royal Rumble. Have Cody Rhodes win the championship at the Royal Rumble, going into WrestleMania as the champion. Have Roman Reigns into the Rumble, and then have The Rock into the Rumble, and one or the other, doesn't matter which one, eliminating the other. This setting up the feud that's going to go on to WrestleMania, because I truly believe that if you have Roman Reigns as a champion going into WrestleMania, on night one he loses the title to Cody Rhodes. On night two he fights The Rock. You want to have both these gentlemen being 100%. You don't want to be able to have the announcers say, "Oh, Roman Reigns lost to The Rock just because he's tired from Cody Rhodes' match." No, you don't want that.
So,
just my personal opinion.
So what you're saying is so you're setting it up for the Royal Rumble. So let's say you're saying have Roman wrestle twice, Cody's match and later on the Rumble match.
Well, see, Cody wins wins the championship at the Rumble, right?
Right.
And then you take some jobber, whoever, Akira Tozawa or whoever, who's supposed to be in the Rumble, and then Roman Reigns takes that spot by taking out that person.
Yes. That reminds me of Survivor Series 2001. Scotty Too High is supposed to be in the what you call it? What's the word right there? What you call it? Like
the Rumble?
No, protection is a word for it, but dang it! But it's basically a battle royal match. The winner can't get fired for a year.
Oh yeah. You're talking about I know what you're talking about.
There's a word for that, but I'm trying to use that word. But anyway, so Tess takes out Sky Duhati, takes his place. He wins the battle royal. He can't get fired for a year, a calendar year now, from November 2001 to November 2002. He can't be fired.
Yeah. That's pretty much what I'm talking about, Because, see, the thing is when you do stuff like that, now that's good storytelling. Because my thing is I'm going to be honest with you, and this is an unpopular opinion, but it's just my opinion. I am so tired of the bloodline storyline. I'm like, it is not even worth the time to put anybody against Roman Reigns, because they're going to feed Roman Reigns everybody, and Roman Reigns is going to win.
Well, yeah. Like, see, people don't understand this. Roman Reigns has no other choice but to win. For example, the bloodline, when it was the full bloodline, you can't ride with the bloodline and have a conscience. You can't. Roman Reigns has done too much shit, came too far, done too much to have a conscience. You can't be with the bloodline and have a conscience. You can't. You gotta do some cruel, nasty, brutal stuff.
Yeah, well, I get that, but here's my thing. Okay, so now follow me here for a minute. The bloodline started when Roman Reigns came back and he defeated Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt for the title. True?
Yeah.
So then his reign of dominance has started from there. He has defeated every single person that has come to challenge him for the title. It got to a point to where all the popular guys and all the guys who were good contenders for the match against him didn't want the match because they knew they were just going to be fed and, they were going to lose. Now, let's go the next evolution of the Bloodline storyline, Sami Zayn. Okay? Mm-hmm. Sami Zayn gets part of the Bloodline. They make it to where Jey Uso and him aren't cool, but then all of a sudden everyone's cool with him. Then all of a sudden, he turns on Roman Reigns and they super kick him and all that other crap. And then all of a sudden Sami Zayn's out of of course, you're going to feed Sami Zayn to Roman Reigns. But then you have the Usos turn against Roman Reigns. And then one Uso turns against the other Uso. I'm like, all right, there's just too many flip-flop washy stuff going on. It's like, how can the one brother who super kicked Roman Reigns, being Jimmy Uso, how can he be the one that decides he wants to lead the bloodline, and then Jey Uso finally comes around and joins his brother, and then all of a sudden they have a match, and then they win the tag match, and then it's Roman versus Jey again, and then all of a sudden Jimmy comes back and turns on Jey. That is the worst storytelling I have ever witnessed on. That's worse than the Shockmaster. That's terrible writing. And the thing is when you they're doing to Jimmy what they did to the Big Show. The Big Show, 1 month he's a good guy, 1 month he's a bad guy. Good guy, bad guy. Good guy, bad guy. I mean, it's getting to a point you're giving these people not what they want. Because, see, the Usos just came off of one of the longest reigns in professional wrestling as tag team champions. Of course, they lose to Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Okay, we knew that was going to happen. But then you kind of tarnish that championship run when you have them turn against each other because you can't come up with good story writing. Just my opinion.
I see. But ladies and gentlemen, I like you guys to know that your tribal chief Roman Reigns enjoyed a nice vacation. I would assume by Survivor Series he'll be back, but until the moment, he's enjoying a nice vacation, well deserved by the way, with him and the missus and the family and all that stuff. So until such time, the Wise Men, the OG Paul Heyman, Solo Sikoa, technically Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, excuse me. Dang it. Yeah, technically Jimmy are the bloodline for now.
Yeah. All right. Let me put out another story that I would tell if I was a writer for the WWE. All right. You got Solo. You got Jimmy. And you got Roman Reigns over on the SmackDown side, right? Mm-hmm. And their wise man is Paul Heyman. Okay? Now here's what I would do. I put Jey Uso with a debuting Zilla Fatu and a debuting Jacob Fatu. Bloodline versus Bloodline Survivor Series. War Games. Each of them gets a surprise partner. And you just choose whoever. But the thing is at the end of the day, those 6 men. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do you one better. You put Tamina with Roman Reigns in them, and then you put Nia Jax with Jimmy and them. That's a good Survivor Series match right there. Just the 8 of them.
And just for the record, in my opinion, we are full of Samoans over here. No more Samoan wrestlers over here. We got plenty. We don't need no more Samoan wrestlers. All due respect, we full. Ain't no more room for Samoan wrestler. We full.
Now there's trust me, it's going to happen. They're going to bring in Zilla and they're going to bring in Jacob. It's going to be a matter of time, for the simple fact because that's what WWE's doing.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't know how deep the Samoan family tree goes. And it goes real deep.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Now, the Rock's folk married into it, but it goes way deep.
See, here's the thing. The Samoan dynasty has been around for so long. And at first it didn't have the recognition. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you had the Wild Samoans, you had, Chief Rocky Maivia and all, Chief Strongbow, and, you had all of them. But the thing is at the end of the day, the Samoans didn't really start taking over until after, I would say, 1984. Mm-hmm. And even then, it really didn't start kicking off until you brought in the Usos. And you had Rikishi, you had Yokozuna, you had all of them, but the Samoan dynasty really didn't start getting that dynasty feel until you brought in the Usos and Tamina.
Yeah. By the way, TJ Strongbow's Native American, but I feel you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're all related.
Ouch, Mr. Sensitivity.
No, it's all good. But the thing is like, I agree with you. I don't think they need to bring in Zilla or Jacob, but they're going to. Mm-hmm. Just because they want every single Samoan that's part of that family to be part of the WWE at some point. Mm. Which I'm not going to fault them on that because it's a winning thing for them, But at the end of the day, it's like, how much can you feed one person? Roman Reigns, and since Roman Reigns has been champion, he's only been pinned one time, and that was by his own cousin.
Well, if I'm in my case, I'd rather be a family member than somebody else.
No, I get that.
If you're gonna have the tribal chief defeated, I'd rather be a fellow Samoan.
Right, but here's my question: would you rather be a fellow Samoan who then a month later just loses to the same guy who he just pinned? Because you've already established that this guy can pin the champion. Mm-hmm. But then, all of a sudden, now this guy goes into obscurity for a while because he can't beat the champion to become champion. And Roman Reigns, every single time Roman Reigns has had a championship match, someone has interfered. Every time. So, again, I ask you, I get it, you're heels, and you need to do the heel thing, but aren't you tired of not having a decisive winner out of a championship match because they can't let Roman Reigns pin somebody clean and they can't let Roman Reigns get beat for the title just yet? I'm kind of tired of it.
Well, there's only one way to sell it is now. They for one night. Let's put the PG thing away for one night. There's only one way to sell it: Roman Reigns versus whoever. Where there's one winner, one loser, guaranteed. I would suggest a good old school first blood match.
I would go 3 stages of hell.
Yeah. Well, there's going to be a winner. There's going to be a loser. No interference. We're going to have once and for all decisive winner and a decisive loser. Somebody's going to win. Somebody's going to lose.
Yeah. But here's the thing. When you have a first blood match, anyone can interfere.
Yeah, you got a point there.
if it's a 3 stages of hell match, you got 3 different type matches. Anyone can interfere in those. There's only one match where you will be able to have a decisive winner in any professional wrestling, but they'll never, ever do it. And that's a scaffold match. Because when you're up on a scaffold, no one else can come up there because it's too dangerous. So
we're going old school here.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. I believe WWE have. I gotta go back. We gotta take it back. Have they ever done scaffold match in WWE?
No.
Oh, wow.
ECW and all the indies are the only places, at WCW are the only places that have had scaffold matches.
Yeah.
Because those companies didn't care about their wrestlers' well-being.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I would like to bring something up that is not related to the Samoan dynasty, which a lot of people I know personally have asked me my thoughts and my feelings and what I think of the trade that happened between WWE and AEW. Now what not a lot of people think. Everyone's automatically going to think that I'm going, Edge is going to AEW. I'm not saying that he probably is, but that's not who I'm talking about. The trade that WWE did is they released one of the best workhorses in the company ever in Dolph Ziggler. They released him from his contract, so they traded him out so they could bring in Jade Cargill. Now, that's a fair trade. And the reason I say that is because WWE's women's division, yeah, it may be good, but it needed that something extra. And now that you just brought back Nia Jax and you hired, this is what I would do. I would put Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, tag team champions. That's what I would do.
I can see that.
But they're not going to do that. They're going to make Jade Cargill be a face. They're going to have Bianca Belair turn heel to join the new formed Hurt Business, which I'm not against that neither. But at the end of the day, the thing is Jade Cargill is going to be one of the, well, right now she's one of the highest paid lady wrestlers over in WWE. Like, she's coming in right off the bat getting she's not getting Charlotte Flair money, but she's coming up not far behind her. Because she proved her worth because of AEW. AEW, even though I'm not a big fan, AEW did do her right there. And they built her up as this, future star. And now she gets the chance to prove she is that star that they were building. So, I'm not against that trade at all.
Well, they bought the building, now you got to pay for it. So, we're going to see how Jade Cargill, how she proves her worth. You bought the building, now we got to pay for it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But I will say that a lot of people don't expect her to do, like a lot of the fans don't expect her to do as good as she did in AEW and WWE because of the writing and, everybody's like kind of blocking everybody. And there's a very good chance that might happen. But if they give her the shot that she truly deserves, she's about to be probably the face of the women's division in WWE for the foreseeable future.
The difference between AEW and WWE, AEW didn't have that the creative department. They didn't have writing like that. Their storylines was just off the top in a bad way.
Oh yeah.
There's no structure. There's no build up. Nothing. One of the most ridiculous storylines was Jade Cargill, her fine self, and Bow Wow. That didn't go nowhere. Like, what's the point?
Yeah, that was terrible. Now they did that for publicity because Bow Wow was about to be in that last Fast and the Furious movie.
Yeah.
Not Fast X, but the one before that.
Yeah.
F9 or whatever. So that's the only reason they did that, was free publicity. Which I get it. You're a company, you want to make publicity, but you do it at the expense of one of your top stars, and you give them literally no credit because it looks like Bow Wow pretty much made a mockery of her. That's not cool with me.
Yeah.
But I agree with you.
Now, I want to take it off wrestling for 1 second. DC, the series, The Suicide Squad with John Cena. I was watching that and I had two snap moments. For technically, the Weasel at the very end of the movie, technically he didn't die.
No,
he faked his death. He's still out and about somewhere. Because all of them have that little bomb, I guess I can say bomb, in the base of their skull, and they don't cooperate to the switch, press the button, they die. So Weasel out there still with the thing in his head.
Yeah. Well, so the funny thing about the Suicide Squad is originally there was going to be 3 of them.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if they're going to make a 3rd one. I hope they do. But some of the characters were supposed to get their own spinoffs, kind of like how Peacemaker did.
Uh-huh.
And Weasel was supposed to have been one of them.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they're going to go forward with it. But that would be something to see, because I'd watch that.
And technically, Harley Quinn, she still has the thing in her skull.
Yep.
All this time.
Oh yeah. Yeah. But at the end of the day, the lady that was threatening them and stuff like that, she was in prison at the end of that movie anyway. So
yeah, but then you got the Peacemaker series. At the end of it, her daughter's spilling the juice, and she's at home going, "Oh shit."
Oh yeah. That show was great, and I finally started getting around to watching Young Rock.
Oh! Yeah. Now you want to watch Young Rock. Now it's canceled. Now you want to watch Young Rock.
Well, see, the thing is now that it's canceled, I could binge watch the whole series and watch it all in one go.
Well.
And when I'm finished with it, I'll let you know what I think of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the wrestling landscape is starting to get better.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a slow process because you got to put all the right pieces in all the right places to be able to make the next move.
Oh yeah.
And I think AEW has improved somewhat, not a lot, but somewhat. And WWE, if they can get away from making such a big hype out of the Samoan Dynasty, I'll be a lot happier. But I get it. Now let's talk about, before I have to get out of here, let's talk about the little engine that could. Have you seen Wrestlers on Netflix about OVW?
Actually, I haven't yet.
So I watched every episode in one day because I it's like 6-7 hours, but I watched it all in one day because I wanted to get the whole thing and just watch it all at once. Now, OVW, for as much struggles as they're going through, they put out a great show.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, you got your people who you don't really want to be doing what they're doing, but they do what they do anyway. But the thing is at the end of the day, that federation is the little engine that could, because they sometimes can't even afford to keep the doors open, but yet they still do a live show every single week.
That sound familiar to you?
Shoot. That sounds familiar to me for a lot of different things, man.
Well,
a lot of different companies.
One particular reason is back in the day, a little company called ECW.
Yep.
And they did the exact same thing.
Oh, yeah. Thing with ECW, though, is because they had the word extreme, they were able, and they were on different networks than what most wrestling's on, they were able to actually do the things that they said that they were going to do. Mm-hmm. So that's what kept that loyal audience keep coming back. Yeah. Paul
Heyman running the show. As far as putting on pay-per-view go, he had a lot of struggles. So first of all, like Vince McMahon can do a pay-per-view, he pay the bill Monday morning. Eric Bischoff can do a pay-per-view, pay the bill Monday morning. Paul Heyman, no, we need the money right now. It's catch-22.
Oh yeah.
But I can't do the pay-per-view till I can give you the money to do the pay-per-view. You can't do the pay-per-view till you get the money.
Yeah. But the thing is also in in ECW, a lot of those wrestlers, the Rob Van Dam, Sabu, Jerry Lynn, the Dudley Boys, all of them, they weren't getting paid large amounts of money. They were getting a couple $100 a match. Uh-huh. Until kind of like the third year that ECW was going, and then they started getting bigger money. But it took the likes of Mick Foley, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Brian Pillman. It took the likes of other wrestlers, the Eddie Guerrero, Dean Malenko, Chris Benoit, who's a name that is, but still, hate the man, but don't hate his game. That dude was phenomenal in the ring.
Oh yeah.
But the thing is you get all these big name people coming in, or all these people who are new to the scene coming in and helping your product. Of course, you're going to put butts in seats. Of course, you're going to bring in more revenue with the concessions and stuff. You got the Sandman going through the audience, breaking beer cans over his head. Of course, you're going to sell 400 Budweisers or whatever for that episode. But the thing is at the end of the day, ECW was a marketing genius but curse at the same time, because they couldn't get rights to make action figures, and when they did, they were only allowed to make certain figures. Mm-hmm. They couldn't get rights to shirts, but when they did, they were only able to make certain shirts. Like, there was every time they took a step, they lost a mile. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
But that's definitely, they are the true little engine that started it all for all the little engines, and now it's just gone down to OVW and MLW and stuff like that. So it's kind of, I like the underdog story, but at the end of the day, it's like that underdog story can only last for so long. So.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, but other than that, I mean, the wrestling scene, I can just say this: the wrestling scene, it's a vast pool of talent, and a lot of things are going to change, and whether we like it or not. But at the end of the day, us as wrestling fans, if you give us what we want, we're going to enjoy ourselves.
Oh yeah.
So, but yeah, that's about what I got right now. So
yeah, I appreciate you, Josh. So hopefully, don't make yourself a stranger, man. Go to you from every once in a while.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm starting a new job, so I should have more free time. But I'll talk to you about that off the air. But just everybody, if you can, go to YouTube, follow NC17 with Crazy J. Go to Facebook, look up Josh Wynn, and look up NC17. Give us a follow. We appreciate it. I consider myself the little engine that could, because I'm out there doing it myself. I'm in my second year, so.
Yes, sir. Congratulations to you, man.
Thank you.
Well, y'all join us later on again at 9:00. David Bird's in the house. We're going to pick up on the wrestling world and much more. I'll see you a little bit at 9 p.m. Have a good night, everybody.
Later.